Have you ever felt a fog creeping in? Dull pressure settling on your forehead, then slowly spreading across your entire head? A headache with no clear cause. No injury, no lack of sleep. You weren't even hungry. But still, the pain arrived quietly, like an uninvited guest, settling in, taking up space, refusing to leave. Or maybe you've woken up one morning, sunlight gently peeking through the window, a perfect moment to feel inspired for a new day. Yet instead of feeling refreshed, you winced at the piercing migraine pressing behind your eyes. I've met so many people like this during my 15+ years working in healthcare here in the US. They come into my clinic with tired faces, eyes dulled by sleepless nights, clutching their heads as if trying to hold themselves together. And what surprises me the most, these headaches aren't caused by complicated medical conditions. They're often the result of small, repeated daily habits. Habits so subtle that even the person experiencing them doesn't realize the damage. I often begin my conversations like this. Have you ever considered that the things you do every day might actually be making your headaches worse? Some pause, some shake their heads confused. But once I begin sharing the 7 bad habits I've observed, documented, and analyzed over hundreds of patients with headaches and migraines, they begin to nod and keep nodding. Imagine this. You wake up, immediately grab your phone, reply to work emails, gulp down a quick cup of coffee, and rush into the chaos of deadlines, responsibilities, and invisible pressure. At lunch, you scarf down fast food while multitasking, your brain juggling 3 trains of thought at once. Then at night, you never fully shut off. The blue light of your phone glows into your eyes until you finally fall asleep. Let me ask you, when does your body, especially your brain, get a chance to breathe? One of the most common headache triggers is simply a life without rhythm, without balance. I had a patient, Sarah, 43, a mid-level manager at a tech company in New York. She had tried every painkiller out there, but her migraines returned like clockwork each week. When I asked her about her daily routine, she sighed deeply. No consistent sleep schedule, no proper meals, and not a single hour in the day where she could just be still. We often think headaches mean we need more pills. But sometimes, a headache is the body's desperate cry, "I can't keep up. Please slow down." Research shows that disrupted biological rhythms, irregular sleep, poor eating habits, non-stop work are major contributors to chronic headaches and migraines. So if you're dealing with unexplained headaches, take a moment to reflect. Is your life more chaotic than the pain inside your head? Sometimes we focus so much on the big things, medications, diagnoses, MRIs, that we overlook the seemingly small details in our everyday lives. But it's often those small, daily choices that quietly fuel long-term pain. And one of the most overlooked? It's right in your hands. Excessive screen time. I can't count how many patients I've seen with dull headaches behind their foreheads, tired eyes, and a blank, drained mood. When I ask what they've done all day, the answers are usually the same. I was on the computer all day. I scrolled through my phone late into the night. I watched shows or played games to escape the stress. Technology isn't the villain, but how we use it or rely on it is the problem. Blue light from screens, constant focus without breaks, and endless scrolling through social media. These create a loop of neurological tension, which increases the likelihood of headaches and migraines. A Harvard study revealed just 2 hours of continuous screen time without rest can disrupt cortical brain activity, causing dizziness, eye strain, and headaches. Are you forgetting yourself while getting lost in the digital world? Is the glow of your screen dimming the light within you? I often tell my patients, sometimes healing a headache isn't about adding something, it's about removing something. And that something might be sitting right in your kitchen, your diet. One of my patients, Robert, 52, was a loving father and devoted husband, but he struggled with persistent migraines for years. No medication brought lasting relief. When we reviewed his food diary, one thing stood out: processed foods, fried snacks, sugary drinks, and way too much coffee. You see, food doesn't just fuel the body, it nourishes the nervous system. But some foods actually irritate nerves, cause inflammation, and constrict blood vessels in the brain, leading to headaches. Common hidden culprits include processed snacks with preservatives, MSG, nitrates in deli meats, and even chocolate when consumed excessively. You might ask, but I eat those every day? Exactly. It's the fact that it's every day that makes it dangerous. Some habits aren't about actions, but about how we treat our emotions. And this next one might be the most silent yet powerful reason your headaches won't go away: repressed emotions and chronic stress. I once met a woman named Linda, 38, a passionate teacher. She smiled for her students, cared for her children, looked after her aging parents. But during our session, she sat in silence for a long while. Then she cried. She said, "I've had headaches every day for 6 months, but no one knows. I don't allow myself to be tired. I don't allow myself to be weak." Have you ever felt that way? When we suppress all our worries, grief, and anger, the body holds it for us. In many cases, a headache is the final cry of a soul that's been exhausted for too long. Chronic stress tightens muscles, constricts blood vessels, and raises cortisol, our stress hormone. Over time, this can lead to frequent and stubborn headaches. Remember, suppressed emotions don't disappear, they transform, sometimes into pain. Many people search for miracle cures, yet forget the simplest thing. The one thing we are supposed to do every single night. Or, more accurately, the thing many people aren't doing enough of: quality sleep. Sleep is when the brain cleans house, restoring its delicate systems. If you don't get enough, or sleep poorly, your brain never gets the recovery it needs. One of my patients, a young entrepreneur, used to sleep at 2 or 3 a.m. after late night work and YouTube. The next morning, he'd wake up with splitting headaches. Studies show that lack of sleep significantly increases the risk of migraines and makes existing headaches harder to treat. Sleep is not laziness. It's a form of neurological care. There's one more thing, so common, yet so easily overlooked: dehydration. Over 70% of your body is water, and your brain is one of the thirstiest organs. Even mild dehydration can reduce oxygen and blood flow to the brain, causing headaches. I once asked a patient, "How much water do you drink each day?" She paused. "Honestly, I don't know. I mostly drink coffee and tea." Sound familiar? Caffeine and sugar can dehydrate us further. Meanwhile, plain water, simple, clean, remains the most powerful natural remedy. And finally, there's one seemingly harmless habit, but it might be the biggest trap of our time: ignoring the body's early signals. Have you ever pushed through fatigue just to finish work? Have you brushed off a mild headache thinking, "It's just the weather," and kept going like nothing was wrong? One of the most damaging habits is this: disregarding the early whispers of your body. That first headache isn't your enemy. It's a gentle knock at the door. Hey, please take a break. But when we ignore it the first time, the second, the 10th, the body will start to knock louder. Eventually, a full-blown headache becomes its only way to scream. Listening to your body isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Dear friend, if you're still watching this video, I know you're not just looking for headache relief. You're seeking something deeper. A life that breathes easier. A rhythm not ruled by unconscious habits. The 7 bad habits I shared today might be quietly harming you every single day. But here's the beautiful truth. You can change. You don't need to fix everything overnight. No one is asking you to be perfect, but you can begin with one small shift. A glass of water to start the day. Turning off your screen 30 minutes earlier tonight. A moment of silence where you ask your body, how are you, really? I've seen people free themselves from years of headaches, not with pills, but with steady, heartfelt change. Because healing, true healing, doesn't come from a medicine bottle. It comes from awakening, from living with more awareness, from listening more deeply. And if you're walking that path, you are not alone. I'm here. These videos are my way of saying, someone understands. Someone's been there, and there is light ahead. If you know someone who's quietly suffering through unnamed pain, please share this with them. And don't forget to hit subscribe so we can keep walking together through weekly videos that are gentle, healing, and deeply human. Thank you for listening. Wishing you a pain-free day and a life that feels peaceful within your own body.